What's good, Deluxe family? Welcome back to the channel. In this video right here, we have Gunna break silence on snitching on Young Thug. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I haven't really been following along with this case at all whatsoever. I only came across one clip on Instagram, which was 6ix9ine basically telling the people that he snitched. And 6ix9ine's like, yo, why don't y'all want to hate him, Gunna, for snitching the way y'all hated me for snitching? You feel what I'm saying? But the reason why I don't really follow on most of these things like this, because half the time, when you have some like publicity stuff and TMZ posting like an arrest or a gun charge and things like that, it's usually just like a publicity stunt. That's what they do within the music industry, you know what I'm saying? Just to keep themselves relevant and they have some pop around their name. But once you start seeing them actually being recorded inside of a court for the court of law, and it's not just like a TMZ post or like some rap page posting it, that's when shit starts getting a little bit more real, because they actually have some gang affiliation with YSL. I'm pretty sure what it is, but I have no clue what they're being charged for. I have no clue what's going on in this situation. So I'm gonna actually find out with you guys right in this video right here. But before we get into that, we're gonna watch 6ix9ine says people don't want to accept Gunna snitch just like him. Alright, so 6ix9ine is basically going off, and this is the clip that I had seen one time on Instagram. So let's get straight into this. If you haven't yet already, make sure you do like the video and subscribe if you are new, okay? Let's get straight into this.
Did you just hear what I just heard? What the fuck are you talking about?
We could spin it back. We could spin it back.
No.
We could spin
You
it
don't need
back.
to spin it back, because you just gonna waste more time. Did the judge say, right? I know you heard this shit mad times. You and Jeffrey, whatever the fuck his last name is, were stopped in a car. It's only you and Jeffrey in the car. They found a handgun and drugs. Only you and Jeffrey was in the car. You and Jeffrey. You and Jeffrey. I hate when fucking idiots is not trying to see it. Y'all don't get it, nigga? You and Jeffrey are in the car. We found a handgun and drugs. Is this handgun and drugs yours? What he said?
You know what if you he said, hell yeah.
Hey, you passionate about this rat shit, my nigga.
Nah, that last comment, I don't know who said that shit. He said, but nah, you passionate about that rat shit, my nigga. Nah, but he got a point. You know what I'm saying? This is why you have to pay attention to the people you hang around, you know, if you don't want to be labeled as a snitch. You feel what I'm saying? But, like, you in the car, don't be in a car with a nigga that has a gun and some drugs. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the life they live. So, that's 6ix9ine's point on saying that Gunna is a snitch, because I'm pretty sure Gunna just got out of jail and Young Thug is still in jail. So, everyone is assuming that Gunna snitched, alright? So, Gunna breaks his silence on snitching on Young Thug. Let's get straight into this video.
What I sell as a game must be in. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Oh.
People look at the court of law and only see black and white. And
Gunna just went against his entire gang. This nigga can no longer be slapped. You know what I'm saying? Bro, is this man's career actually done after this? Oh, shit. This man's career might be over. The whole gang that he's been repping his whole career, which is SWAT, you know, YSL, you know, all that other stuff. What does that stand for? Young? I don't know. But he just said that whole gang should end. That's wild. His career may actually be over.
yes. People look at the court of law and only see black and white, and they're gonna call Gunna snitch.
Because YSL is in fact the corporation tax ID number and receive real legal transactions. They needed that piece, that cooperates to identify that entity as a gang.
Wow.
Whistle fam. We weren't sure about it in the beginning.
Wow. So he was basically just saying that YSL is actually like legally a corporation. But since someone a part of that corporation identified it as a gang, now that it's able to identify as a gang. Dang, that's tough.
Gunna definitely snitched, and that's why he's got released from prison. Gunna finally broke the... Folks, he appeared in front of a judge a few days ago and made a statement along with his legal representatives. After that, he walked out a free man. This news came as a huge surprise, mostly because people thought that Gunna would never snitch under any circumstances. But it looks like it happened after all. However,
Yeah,
it's not in the clear just...
when it comes to doing them years in prison, when shit ain't all gravy, you know what I'm saying? When things start when things start getting
He's got a couple
crazy.
of things to take care of. We finally have something worth calling a big development in the YSL RICO case that's been going on since May of 2022. We talked about it a lot, but in case you missed it, earlier this year, the Young Slime Life, or Young Stoner Life group from ATL was hit with a pretty big RICO case. It turns out this group is more than just a record label. Rather, they're heavily involved in illegal activities that are a threat to the community. All the lyrics that we heard from Thugga about crime and street life, well, it just may be true. He's really about that life. More than 20 people got slammed with a RICO indictment, and both Gunna and Young Thug were among them. They were all locked up pretty tight and denied bond several times. Prosecutors made...
Nah, I don't get it. Yo, like, once you come up off the music shit, just stop doing that street stuff. Like, just live a good life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a millionaire. You're a millionaire now. You know what I'm saying? Get a crib. You know, like, sit back, put your feet up in the air and spread your toes like that. You feel what I'm saying? When it start, just spread your toes and relax, bruh. You ain't gotta be out robbing niggas anymore. You ain't gotta do that no more. Yeah.
Made heavy-duty cases against them. It seemed like they were bound to spend at least the near future behind bars. But it looks like one of the YSL boys has other plans. See, Gunna decided he wanted out, so he appeared in front of a court and took the so-called Alford plea, which allows a person to maintain innocence while acknowledging that it's in his best interest to plead guilty. He also gave an official statement where he claimed that he didn't snitch on anyone from the YSL team. Gunna said to the officials, "While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no mention of being involved in the trial process in any way." But that's not the whole truth. Gunna said a couple more things while he was talking to the judge. Here's what he said once he was asked about it.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone...
Yeah, who's Jeffrey? I'm gonna just look up Jeffrey Williams real quick, so we all can know, because I know there's some people that probably don't know. Alright. Jeffrey Williams. What the fuck? What the heck? Yo, what is Gunna riding in the whip with Jeffrey Williams for? What the heck? Jeffrey Williams over there, he over there in the whip with his Glock on his hip. And some packs. Jeffrey Williams over here serving packs? Man's is from Wisconsin. This can't be the Jeffrey. Who is Jeffrey Williams? I don't know who Jeffrey is. That Young Thug? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I need to do some research, because I just...
Methamphetamines and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
At the very end of his statement, he was asked if...
Methamphetamines and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong...
It says hydrocodone, whatever, and all these other drugs, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
At the very end of his statement, he was asked if he also regrets the fact that he got misguided as an artist by YSL, and he said that was true.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
it's over. It's over. It's done for. This man's career. Wow. Down the drain. Oh, it's over. Wow. Yeah. I don't think there's any coming back for Gunna. I used to listen to it, bro. I was just listening to him the other day. His old shit too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the ones that we all know. You feel me? Oh, okay. Nah, that's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, bruh. If Gunna drops some new fire shit, I might have to tune in and see what he's doing. I didn't even tune into the last album. The last album that Young Thug dropped, I didn't really tune into it, but the only song that I have saved is the one with Gunna. Young Thug and Gunna, they were a duo. They were the duo. Damn. Gunna just ratted. He said, damn, that's crazy. Let's continue watching.
Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes. Well, if that ain't snitching, then what in the world is? Maybe he didn't call out names, but he sure as hell confirmed that almost all of the suspicions that were brought up on these last few months by the prosecutor were not only reasonable, but close to the truth. This didn't sit well with all the YSL fans out there. If you ask them, Gunna's a snitch, and there's no way you can convince them otherwise. You have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang? Yes, ma'am. Man, what they got telling in 4K? Nah, this is snitching at its
Oh wait, you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the... Wow. Oh yeah, that's snitching. That's straight up. That's straight up. Hey, that's straight up.
Yes, ma'am. Man, what they got telling in 4K? Nah, this is snitching at its finest. But that's not all when it comes to Gunna's situation. There's still a couple of things that Gunna has to do, even though he's out of prison. Steve Sadow, his attorney who's been involved in cases for famous rappers such as T.I. before, told us a little bit more about the legal implications of Gunna's case. In an email that he wrote to the press, Steve said that Gunna's got 5 years of jail, 350 hours of speaking against gang activity, and he also has to serve 500 hours of community service. On top of that, if he's gang activity, and he also has to serve 500 hours of community service. On top of that, if he's found with a burner on him, his suspended sentence may be revoked. A lesser known fact, but also an important one, is that Walter Murphy, the alleged co-founder of YSL, also pleaded guilty. He got out one day before Gunna because he also made a deal with the feds. The rest of the YSL boys, including Young Thug, are still locked up. In fact, things are looking even more ugly for Thugger now, since there's also been some recent development in his case, and not a good one either. He got slammed with yet another charge. While Gunna was out walking the streets, Thugger got slammed with charges for street racing, reckless driving, and speeding. Authorities say that these charges come in from an incident that took place last year on May 21st, 2021. Thug was driving a car at 120 miles per hour and he got caught. You ask his lawyer, Brian Steele, the fact that he got those charges coming in right now, amidst all the other charges that are already tied to his name, is nothing but wrongdoing. In one of his press statements, Thugger's lawyer said, as of 2 weeks ago, that case was being resolved with a seatbelt violation. Today, now it's indicted in the Fulton County Superior Court. He's being wronged by our system. And not just the system, but apparently by his day one homies too. Gunna did him wrong, and there is almost no denying that Gunna being released and admitting YSL to have committed crimes in front of a court is going to make Thugger's case so much harder to beat. Not only that, but he also said that the drugs and firearm that were found in the car in which Thugger and Gunna got pulled over weren't his. And if they weren't his, well, since there were no other people in the car, that only means one thing. Thugger is to blame. It's already widely believed that Gunna messed up big time with making this plea. He's going to be judged by the community no matter what his next move is. DJ Ack recognized this immediately. That's why he said during one of his Twitch stream sessions,
people look at the court of law and only see black and white, and they're going to call Gunna a snitch. I'm telling you this right now. This deal he took, which again, I am not in no way before saying he's cooperating, but the ignorance of the streets is going to say he's cooperating.
And he's got a strong point. Now, the judge is starting to believe every single word that the prosecutor's side has to say. They just got one of their leading members to confirm in front of court, swearing that he's telling the truth, that YSL is more than just a record label. They're a street gang that conducts criminal activities. How can that look good? It can't. You don't have to call out names in order to make things go south. Generally speaking, people would believe that the prosecutors got what they wanted by letting Gunna go. They wouldn't be letting him go if they didn't get what they wanted by doing so. Even without saying anything about anyone, him pleading guilty is going to be huge in court. Anyone thinking the prosecutors didn't get what they wanted before letting Gunna go is naive. One of the people who's always tuned into this type of news is Wack 100. But he too wasn't surprised once he found out that Gunna took a plea. He already knew that Gunna ain't built like Thugger or some of the other street dudes.
Gunna's not like that. He's not that type of guy. He's involved with stuff in that shit. And he called us guilty through association affiliation. You know how that goes, right?
Wack also thinks that Gunna did way more than what is necessary to bring down the whole YSL gang.
He has not told them this dude shot this dude, kicked this dude, robbed this dude. But what he did do was give them that piece that they needed, because YSL is in fact a corporation, tax ID number, and received real legal transactions. They needed that piece that cooperates to identify that entity as a gang.
Well, I compared this
That's very
situation
true.
to what we got going on with the YSL to that of the Gambino family. In that RICO case, it was similar to what we have now because no particular names have been ratted out by the people who took the stand, yet the whole family went down as a result. Since this is still an ongoing case, we cannot really say what's going to happen with Thugger or the whole YSL gang. But what we can say is that this probably ain't going to sit well with the relationship that Gunna had with the rest of that YSL crew. If the plea that he took turns out to be crucial in the beginning of the YSL downfall, everyone's going to say that Gunna was the link or the catalyst to that happening. But what y'all think? Let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video, make sure to check this next one out. Click that like and subscribe button. As always, remember to keep it real.
I'm not gonna lie. Gunna was caught in 4K. 4K, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I'm saying? From what I heard him say, it would seem like he was going against his gang. You know, and that's just like going against your own people at that point. But hey, comment down below what you guys think about this situation down below. Is Gunna's career like just officially over? Like, is there like no comeback to like, you know, this whole entire situation? Comment that down below. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one the same way you're gonna catch me in the next one. Peace. Love ya.